Normally, I'm not a fan of changing a character's race or ethnicity in a comic book or sci fi fantasy adaptation. However, as I was watching the new Supergirl TV show with the Black James Olsen, I pretty much saw something that made me change my mind about that concept. Now, I still stand on principle on, characters being true to what the original creator, intended them to be. However, when I looked at this adaptation of the DC Comics character, um, I really like this version of Jimmy Olsen. It really, shows a natural, organic progression of the character, much like what happened with DC Comics' Richard Grayson as he transitioned from being Robin the Boy Wonder into Nightwing, the man trying to establish his own identity as a superhero. And I look at that progression, and it shows, a natural, organic progression in that fashion. When I look at the Jimmy Olsen that they present in the Supergirl show, he has gone from an awkward teenager who was, hiding behind Lois's skirt to being a full grown man set out to, make his own mark in the media world as a photographer. And that's a really nice, organic character progression for that character. I'm liking where the direction that this character is going in. And it seems like a really good model that I really think they should really even try to even take into the comics because it's a really good character progression. Now, some people have an issue with this James Olsen being black, but when I look at the actor who plays the part, he really gets it down and he has a good sense of the character. The spirit of the character hasn't been compromised. Again, there's that organic progression there, and he's Jimmy Olsen. He's just a black Jimmy Olsen. I really didn't even see skin color. I really saw the character and the content of the character, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy the Supergirl show that comes on these days because it's a fun show. It stays true to the spirits of the characters, and yes, there are some differences, but that's all par for the course when it comes down to television adaptation. As a screenwriter, I understand that, certain things from the comics aren't going to make it into a TV show because they're just not workable in a cinematic environment. They're not workable in a cinematic story model. And when you have adaptations, things get changed to fit within, cinematic production values, and cinematic parameters, and within a cinematic story model. And that's what happened, with Supergirl. And when it came down to the casting on the other side, they have to pick the best actor they can find. And when I'm looking at this Black James Olsen, and he's the best actor I've seen so far, to play this character. He plays him with a lot of strength, with a lot of confidence, and, a lot of really strong energy. And that's what I really like about watching the characters because when it comes to fantasy, we really don't get that many, very masculine black men in, in media. And this is a great, you know, example of a strong masculine black male, strong masculine young black male, and a balanced image of a black male. That's another reason why I support the show because this is a balanced, humanized image of a black man, and this is like the second one I've seen. The other one was Joe West on The Flash, and that's one of the reasons why I watched that show is because you have another black male who's balanced and responsible and capable. We don't really get to see those images that often. And when I saw this one, I had to come out, speak for it. Now, again, my policy usually is, you know, stay true to the character's race and ethnicity and keep them as true to the characters as they creators intended them to be. But when I see a good, strong performance, it really, makes me change my position on things because I really want to see somebody stay true to the spirit of the character, stay true to the heart of the character, and if he's the best actor you can find to play that part, then I'm willing to give him a chance. And when I look at the actor who plays Jimmy Olsen on the Supergirl show, he has really elevated that character and taken him to another level, and put another shade of depth and dimension on him. And the writers have done a great job with that character. I know it's only 2 episodes in, but what I saw was a lot of promise there. in the performance and the scripts regarding the character. This is a great progression for the character, and again, I would love to see this progression, you know, get taken from the TV show straight to the comics, because I see it as one of the best things they have done, since Harley Quinn. A lot of people don't know that Harley Quinn was a character made up just for the Batman animated series, and she became so popular that they actually turned her into a real character for the comic books. And the same thing with the origin for Mr. Freeze in the Batman episode Heart of Ice. That one was so popular, they actually retconned that into Mr. Freeze's official origin. And with this Jimmy Olsen, I would love to see this, taken from its screen adaptation into, the comics, because it's just such a great character progression, a great, character transformation arc that I see starting up here, from his transition from, the office boy from Golden Age Superman to this masculine man, and it really, should be something that should be taken to the comics. I know, but that's my opinion regarding, the Black Jimmy Olsen. And I've seen other black characters that they've tried to do with diversity. I'm not a big fan of the Firestorm because it just feels forced and awkward. It's not as organic as this. It's not as natural as this. And I don't know about the Kid Flash yet, but I'll have to take a look at that. But when it comes on to this Jimmy Olsen, I'm willing to give him a shot. I'm willing to continue watching the Supergirl show, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm urging people to go out and watch Supergirl. I know it's a highly rated show, but it is deservedly so, because it's just very well done. It's a fun show that all families can watch. It's the kind of fantasy that people have been waiting for from DC Comics for years, and I'm hoping that this show has a good long run, because if it's starting out very strong, and it deserves a good long run overall. That's all I have to say for this video. You can pick up my new novel, Spinsterella, on Amazon.com in paperback. It is also available on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can pick it up for free. Again, that's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.